Just 2 weeks ago, we ended up seeing TSM playing up on Ascent with instead a Jet, but now they're focusing more on potentially util dump. Not even just util dump, but better defense. They've replaced that Jet with actually a Sage, and they've even slotted in a Phoenix right in the middle. So Sully, I would like to feel as if this comp for TSM is a little bit more efficient off that defensive side, but again, we aren't seeing anything too crazy.
No, not really at all. And already Wardell, who has committed himself to the top of the hut outside, I think was looking for an early peek towards mid, but no, two players instead congesting this A bomb site where in the meantime, Wardell, he's unfortunately gonna, find a couple of bullets to his head. He's gonna get taken down by Som. Now, Bang is very quick to take this space that Wardell has unfortunately lost due to his death. But in the meantime, TSM, it's a slow start with already losing one player. And now the info's been gathered. This is a little bit rough of a start for TSM now.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough too that that Wardell was on top of Hut. I'm still thinking, how did he even get up
That's
there?
what I was thinking.
Why?
That's what I was thinking.
Man, is what it is though. TSM end up combining their efforts after that first little interaction. They take a little bit of time. They're aiming down on the B site, which is currently cross-fired up. First contact is gonna be none other than P-Salm himself.
Nice recon ball, but Dim Sum Boy, that's that one-way cage that allows him to have a lot more space, but tagged out now, he's going to be forced away. Dim Sum Boy alongside Tom looking to hold it down. Couple of kills go the way of TSM, but there's some reinforcements quick to arrive.
No, very, very fast rotations. In fact, he's still able to get two. Leviathan holding the outside area. What a flick from Playboy Joe. And watch out over towards stairs. Sabrosa thinking about the peak. Playboy Joe already has an opportunity for a couple of right clicks onto Hayes. No, it's only a 1v1. Sabrosa down to 20 HP. He wasn't in a position to try to trade. Playboy Joe could do it with a right click. Sabrosa gets the first shot, but he puts him down to 7 HP. And the Squirtle squad, they end up getting the first round.
That is a huge clutch coming out from Playboy Joe. The fact that he's able to first hit that one flick on the player jumping logs, and then immediately after 1v1 on the middle of site as Sabrosa tries to go for some kind of rat play and realizes at the point in time where he wants to swing for his teammate, he can't do much. A huge clutch to kick things off here for the side of Squirtle squad, and Playboy Joe in 1v3 fashion, so clean and clinical, is going to get those Blade Storms charged up and as well get his team a little bit of a nice bonus to move forward.
Easy peasy little pissed around. But TSM, I do like the response. They're immediately going back with the SMGs. And early on, it's actually an Ares for Leviathan. They get one ping here from Som. He could actually start spraying away. And indeed, that's actually not the intended. That's not the intended outcome whatsoever. Instead, it's actually Dim Sum Boy going down early. And the dry shock dart from Som ends up hitting right on target. Down goes Hayes. Still 4-on-4. Wardell on top of the wall. Still perked up, but nobody's peeking. Som! Oh, Som goes out for the wide swing, and Sabrosa on his way over. A little bit of a detour. He stops and he gets the kill. One-man advantage for TSM is now Squirtle squad. They're still stuck up with the SMGs, and they're stuck outside of sight.
Yeah, Wardell as well has got a really nice position just to kind of watch over the site. KO knife goes in, but Wardell, what can he find? He's able to get a nice free kill. He drops down, and now there's just two players left. Playboy on 19 HP, 4v2. However, Nilias is good to at least kick it off, and Bang is struggling in that back line. This is unbelievably somehow doable now for the side of Squirtle squad.
Oh, Sabrosa,
oh my goodness, no!
It's a tragedy for Sabrosa! Squirtle squad now. They have barely 40 HP combined between these last two players. A couple of right clicks could do it. Playboy Joe still ends up getting the hit on the Bang. There goes the spray. And Leviathan able to get the lineup through the wall. Oh, very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen someone play post plant like that. But I guess it works. It's still around back for TSM.
No, I've never seen a post plant like that. And it really only works because Wardell, who ended up going down, died, I think, in the front of B main, which allowed Leviathan to pick that Ares up, play the post plant, and fortunately for the side of TSM, they planted in a perfect spot for that wall bang. But man, that round I think got a little bit too close to Brosa having a field day in the middle of the Omen smoke.
He was having some fun.
Yeah,
he was making sure.
We whiff a little. We whiff a little sometimes. It's all good though.
We do a little whiffing. It happens. Well, Squirtle squad You don't exactly have to worry about TSM missing too many shots because I don't think they're gonna be able to retaliate too much. Couple of pistols, really. As the B side is actually almost completely abandoned. Down goes the cam. Turret still watching behind, so Squirtle squad, although they are aiming for this flank, of course, the turret is going to spot him, and Leviathan is there with an Ares!
Oh my!
I was going to say a couple of free frags for him, but Psalm, there he is! 2 off the bat, the 2 players for TSM away from sight. Well, they end up going down on a heap, so Wardell trying to fight out with multiple players from Squirtle squad trying to fight up in arches, and Wardell is about to wall up the main, but he actually goes long. He goes long with a wall, and he's still sitting on top. He's able to take down 1 and Playboy Joe 3 outside of main, and yeah, Squirtle squad, they can take their time now, I guess.
Ares, no, the pistols to swing
Ace.
first. Ace
Hey.
for Wardell. There you go. It's an eco ace, but I think the bigger implication is that now
Revive.
Wardell with those, with those 5 kills, they'll get the revive online. They minimize the casualties despite those really nice 2 clean shots coming out from Psalm with the Sheriff. So minimal casualties had. Wardell able to kick things off nicely here in round number 3. Keep his team at least in a firm position, but if they want a bonus in this next round. But that does mean at least Squirtle squad, they'll have the full buy going back, and this is where maybe the real challenges start to arise. As Playboy Joey's pulled out the operator, he's got Bladestorm as well to back and fall upon, but the rest, or the total of Squirtle squad is actually only running with light shields here, so that could be maybe an issue against these Spectres.
By the way, Sully, this is almost unprecedented. Wardell, he has only played Sage, I think, once in his entire career. So, he's only played Sage once. I think it was yesterday, off stream. So this is the stream debut of Wardell's Sage. That's why I was thinking it was really weird when you said like revive. I'm like, Wardell's revive. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like it fits.
Right? Yeah, Wardell's knife sounds a lot better.
Oh yeah.
You will not
Way
kill
more
my
natural.
ally.
There goes Wardell's revive. Picking up Sabrosa in the mid side, so back to full strength with just about a minute left.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing is that, they get the revive. It's back to a 5v5, but they haven't really made any space whatsoever. Playboy Joe, at least, is, I guess, the only signification that they've made some advancement, him being on 26 HP, but I love this angle. You can see they're swing ready from Dim Sum Boy. As soon as he feels it's needed, he'll swing, try and play off a Psalm, but the recon bolts countered back from Psalm gives a little bit more space despite being pinged out. And Sabrosa, he's going to try and stink it. Never mind, at the last second cancels, and both those players on Squirtle squad have been forced into the back site.
Psalm going in early with a Hunter's Fury, trying to fight back in the middle of sight, but he still has Dim Sum Boy right next to him. There goes Psalm, and both go down. Dim Sum Boy is out. Dim Sum Boy alongside Jonah still getting some kills. Jonah pretty good, but Leviathan now in a 1v2. Lions it up. Bro, Jonah and Nilias running into his crosshair. The Ares god, the Odin god, whatever it may be. TSM. They got a cool little acquirement here in Leviathan going absolutely massive.
Yeah, and it's very, very fortunate that that's the gun that he has in this situation. All you have to do is hold mouse 1, and he has just barely enough bullets. 19 left. If he had gone for a spray a little bit earlier, who knows how that round could have gone. Leviathan, I said in the pregame, him and Bang have been some of the most clutch, and in that situation, Bang opens the sight up. The clutch comes in for Leviathan. Now in this round again, Squirtle squad, it's just another eco. Playboy Joe, though, with those knives that I mentioned a little bit earlier, I think in round number 3. He's going to use it here in this round, but it's not going to find much impact as TSM, nice and slow, they take these. A little bit of info off that KO knife, but ultimately it's Squirtle squad. They're going to have to be the ones to try and investigate.
Oh, Hayes. Again, off that crossfire very, very early. Off that first contact, and there you go. Wonderfully set up between Wardell and Hayes. The first contact from the turret goes in. They get distracted. Wide swing from Wardell. 2 free frags. But again, it still is that eco, so we're really just looking for impact from the knives more than anything. Playboy still back over towards spawn as TSM with a lot of leg room. A lot of room to stretch. They're starting to make their way finally onto B. Playboy Joe, good spots. Right place, right time. Able to get one. He has no more updrafts, which is pretty unfortunate. If anything, he could have gotten a cheeky one right here, right now. His teammate still here, still out with that dig, but out goes Bang. Gonna be able to get one. Subrosa with the last. Yeah, no, Sully. It's just getting some housework done, just getting your chores done.
Yep.
You get it out of the way, and now the real action begins. The real party begins. It is the 6th round, and the rifles come back in the hands of Squirtle Squad. They have 1 rifle round of experience already. How do they adjust? What's the defense looking like? Are they still going to touch around with those deep choke points? Because that has been a big issue for Squirtle Squad thus far. They haven't really been able to get comfortable.
No, not really. I mean, the way that TSM been playing, this kind of relaxed, slow, disciplined default is paying dividends because they're able to find early picks. I mean, here we see Wardell send a single slow orb over now. That's it to try and catch these players peeking. And I mean, there are 3 players here on this B bomb site. In the meantime, Sabrosa's like, okay, I'm just going to slip on through to the A site. There's a KO right behind him, Nilias, but now he knows that radius emitting from the KO body. It gives at least Sabrosa an idea as to where he could be. And even with him crept all the way up on the A bomb site, they haven't even moved. TSM are not committed to a site at all.
Sabrosa, he just has to hold on.
It's phenomenal here.
Finally. He is finally back. He does have his util back if he so needs it, but Nilias has no clue. It's so tragic. Sabrosa! Oh, there you go. He's finally out.
Knife.
Oh. Well, hate to see it. 1 more player over towards Cat. Dim Sum Boy looking to ruin the fun just like Sabrosa just did. Dim Sum already down to just about 30 HP. Sabrosa making the approach through the smoke, and he still goes down. Spike still hasn't gone down yet. They're thinking about it. Psalm with the lineup off the shock dart. It's close. Oh. There goes the wall bang, but of course it's too deep of an angle. You have to go through 2 walls to end up getting that wall bang, so not possible with a Phantom. So now these last 3 players from Squirtle Squad, it's the task that'll laid upon them before this round, Sully. It is the buy round that, unfortunately, or fortunately, they can save.
The big thing is they'll save at least that operator, so have something to work with. And extra on those 2 rifles as well will become very, very handy. The reinvestments, though, for Squirtle Squad, I think they'll be good here, just knowing the fact that they're on max loss bonus, although everything was spent here in this round, so they'll buy. Might be a little bit weaker than we might anticipate, but TSM, on the other hand, Sabrosa being that only casualty, it's a very clean round once more as they find themselves notched up 5-1. Now, one thing I want to note is that yesterday against 303, Gus, we were talking about it before, is that kind of how slow of a start TSM had in that bind game, right?
Yeah.
We saw a sluggish Wardell, and then finally everything started to click in that second half, and we're seeing that second half click happen here in the first half for TSM, and it's looking good so far.
Yeah, no, it was still overall a closer game. You still had the 5-7 halves, but again, it was TSM that kept having to push early on in the game. Once again, they had to make a comeback. If I'm not mistaken, it was 4-round comeback at the end. So the fact that Bind even ended up going towards the side of TSM is absolutely nuts. But in terms of individual positionings, we did we did have a very good sample size and a pretty good taste of what this new TSM lineup is all about. Now let's continue to watch them. Early on, we have a couple of frags going back between Playboy and Sabrosa. Both are down and out for the count. Squirtle Squad, they still maintain 2 players over towards the B side as currently hazed. He did contact over in mid. He leaves a turret there for now. This owl drone is going to dissipate a lot of this pressure. It's going to spot the spike. It's going to spot a second player. And now TSM, you have to rethink their approach once again as Squirtle Squad actually begins to take up A main control.
Owl drone does get a little bit more info, but Dim Sum Boy, I think, has just knocked Wardell off his rocket right off the wall. And that one way, I think he caught the toes, but wasn't quick enough to shoot. And now Gravel goes out. This is a beautiful defense constructed from both Dim Sum Boy and Psalm. Keeping just 3 players left, but I mean, Hayes has got a decent advanced position, but I don't think he's really willing to make a move unless his teammates are able to find this kill onto the Cypher. But now he realizes, okay, I've got to get going. And well, there's that kill, but a trade from the back of mid. You talked about these 2 players pushing A main. Well, now they're here, and Psalm, he does end up going down, so these 1v1s that TSM are being given are giving them a little bit of life in this one.
Yeah, that was it, right? Psalm stays in that position, and I could see this round going pretty much 100% back over towards Squirtle Squad. But now they have to fight their absolute hardest. They put up the Cosmic Divide over towards the back of sight. Now Bang and Leviathan, they are forced to fight out right out in the middle. Jonah and Nilias haven't made their approach just yet. They're still clearing out main. Out goes one. That's Nilias going down to Leviathan in the back line. Bang, he hasn't thrown out. Oh, he hasn't thrown out a flash, but he indeed ends up surviving. Jonah catches his back. Still going to be able to get the kill. Leviathan out with a recon bolt. But the recon bolt doesn't catch anything. Oh, Cosmic Divide is down. And the Odin coming up big again. Leviathan I can't believe that the heavy machine gun, the light machine gun, is what's coming up so big in this game thus far. And Leviathan does it again. The new blood Sully.
Yeah, and up close, that Odin is just so deadly. And man, it's a great execution from TSM, at least in that very late stage. They're able to get 1v1s. You rely a lot on a haze to get some damage, open things up, isolate that final frag onto Psalm, who's standing in the middle of Boathouse. And Squirtle squad, I'd say that, again, that was probably their round to lose, and unfortunately 1v1s go the way of TSM. They're able to pull it off, and now it puts them again back on another eco. A Shiko round with full set of light armor, 5 sheriffs, as we've coined it a while back, and I said we're never calling it that again, but then Pansy and Hypox said it, so.
Yeah, no. Like, we both mutually agreed never to call it a Shiko because we thought it sounded weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Then Pansy and Hypoc brought it back, and now we just look weird.
Oh!
Psalm, in we go. He's going to be able to get to. Off the Shiko. There you go. Niliaz down to 56 HP. Had that first contact, but very good stuff from Psalm. Although, of course, he is traded out, so there's no real advantage to it. They can take back B main. They can get these guns. Wardell lining it up. Going to be able to get one. So John 6 around the corner needs to win that interaction to make this anywhere near possible. But it is TSM with that 7-1 scoreline on top. A Squirtle squad. And yeah, again, to directly, you know, address the Shiko controversy. I think it was like September-ish that we came up with it. Was it like last summer?
Yeah,
a while ago.
It was a while ago, and I said it sounds ridiculous. Let's never say it again.
Yeah, because Deco just sounds cool, I think.
But Shiko, it's coming back. It's coming back. I'll tell you that. It is coming back.
I don't know.
You know what's coming back? The Wardell operator. And the operator
let's
for
go,
Playboy
baby.
Joe. Oh, I love this from Wardell. The boost up. Is he going to get anything?
Over mid.
The op from Playboy Joe finds nothing. Only one op has shot, and unfortunately, neither have struck.
Oh, no. No hits whatsoever. The battleship instead sinks over towards that defensive line. Do they still have that op, though? Do they even want to cover it up to try to get a first contact B main? We'll think about it for now. But TSM, currently on the move. One person all the way up in mid. This is so good for Hayes. Hayes with the lockdown. It's gonna cover up a bit of a cat take, but over in mid, Hayes is just calling over so much attention to himself. Dim Sum Boy over in top mid has to go out and away, but they've called it out perfectly, Sully. They've doubled back to A. Everyone is here. Niliaz around the corner. Jonas 6 off the cross. Now out comes the flashes. Saw him at the top rope. Spraying now in with the Odin. Niliaz still gets a kill back. He's going to be able to get a second. One more player over in main. Spraying away. That shock dart going to be able to hit. That smoking cat, I think, is going to dissipate in just a little bit. Niliaz still has to watch out. 33 HP left. Leviathan still finally getting another kill with a Hunter's Fury. And Hayes coming up from behind. The person who we were expecting this entire time. Off that lurk. Off that flank. He comes in late. And Dim Sum spots him first. 2v2. Dim Sum with a couple of shots in. A couple of bursts in onto Leviathan. They only have just about 15 seconds left. They have no utility. In we go. Leviathan still gets the pick. Niliaz with a flash. Spraying through. The door is down. He has to get it. He has to break down the door. Line it up. Spray in. He still gets the kill. 4 seconds left. He has to stay alive. But Leviathan gets it. Oh my word. It is pure chaos for what was a very simple TSM win. But my, oh my. Sully, you know I love dramatics. You know I love rounds like that.
That was just way too dramatic. I think the Killjoy ultimate worked a little bit counterintuitively to how TSM wanted to play. The idea was that you push them off a cat, and I was thinking that, okay, TSM with his ultimate, they're going to queue up the push, so when the last second comes in, they swing out, they catch the players as they're trying to run away from the lockdown radius, but they swing so late, and in the meantime, Squirtle's got to rotate. Let's all rotate here. Well, here they are again, back on the A bomb site. 3 players this time around, and quickly 2 players go down as a third falls from Playboy Joe. It's a nice, I think, simple round for TSM. Oh my, Leviathan.
Leviathan's actually like really nice with the Odin.
Yeah, like maybe it's just him, maybe not the Odin.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I implied, but also like, I don't know. Leviathan's kind of nice.
Yeah, he's becoming like one of a very prominent Sova in North America, right?
Not just because, of course, of his fragging, but also his utility period as a Sova is it's so pinpoint.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it almost looks freestyle most of the time.
Yeah, when he was on Noble before he came to TSM, He looked always really good, and people were like, this guy Leviathan, this guy's a crazy Sova, right? You put him up with maybe BCJ, EU, Hiko, right? Maybe a little under those guys, but you know, he's got talent, and you can see it here in terms of the KDA. 14-4-2. That's not unheard of for a Sova, but I think it's a little outrageous when you're on the attacking side as well, and knowing you have that Odin walking around.
Yeah. On the attacking side too.
Imagine lugging it around for pushes.
Oh, dude, okay. So of course, going to Spain this week, pretty poggers, you know, LAN is awesome, but also like, I don't know, man, big bags and luggage, that weighed me down all week. I couldn't imagine like lugging around again something that big like an Odin.
Ooh.
No way. Here we go back though, yet another big gun, the heavy, the operator coming out early on for Playboy Joe. A couple of trades over towards that mid side. That's Jonah 6. At least taking his team back with a little bit of an advantage for the first time in a real long time. Little battle over in A main, but again, it's just the Odins coming out to play. It's both Leviathan and Psalm, both Sovas staking up with a big LMG. Otherwise, the rest of the server is really quiet. Spike is all the way down outside of B main. There's one person lurking outside of A main.
There it is.
And, okay, full strength, 4v4. Nobody's going to trade this.
And it's 26 HP for Jonah, which is probably, I think he walled himself off on accident. That's a little unlucky.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
But, you know, everything's sorted out. Bang. Pulling out the leer. Now, with 40 seconds left, what is the play? Playboy Joe in a nice perch position on that A bomb site with that operator. I think he's on top of either the double stack or he's just sitting on like the stone blocks underneath A heaven. So he's got a nice position where he can dash right back to Jenny, and that allows Jonah 6 to come in from garden side, help support the swing, and you have that crazy crossfire on that left side of sight. And keep in mind, you've got no smokes on the zigzag, so it is just as dangerous. And there it is. There's the first. Is he gonna get more?
Oh, I could have potentially gotten a little bit more, but bang, good shot back. Time very, very quickly running out, but it's, oh, there it is. The X factor to things. Psalm trying to go out with that Hunter's Fury, but he misses out on the first two, and he's not able to pinpoint where Leviathan is at all. A wasted ulti. It doesn't get a singular pick, and it still maintains most of the players from TSM in the middle of sight. Hayes, he's the first contact off the drop. In comes Psalm and Dism Boy, but Leviathan with a spray through the wall. And now one last player remaining. It's Jonah 6 in a 1v2. Hayes goes for the peak. Hayes goes for the kill. The Hunter's Fury is a little bit BM, but it is what it is. Double digits for TSM.
You know TSM are feeling it when Leviathan pulls out a Hunter's Fury and a 2
And like pretty much close range.
Exactly. The dude has got a shotgun that hits for 70 each time, or 80, I think is what it is. So yeah, TSM, this is looking good, man. I think a lot of critics yesterday were skeptical of how TSM were playing on Bind, but man, when TSM were awake on Bind, they were awake, and they are definitely awake here in the first map of Ascent, and it's no sluggish start. They're off to the races, and let's see if they can continue in this last round.
Early spray. Here comes Nilius. Nilius can get picked up. It is absolute chaos. It's a full rush from Squirtle squad, and they make it count, Sully. Wardell's now the last one remaining on 1v3. Oh, had an opportunity for a pick in mid, but Jonah 6 is going to be able to back out. Not only that, but the revive coming in at the same time. There's a wall up deep B main, so Wardell can't get access to this. And Jonah 6, if I'm not mistaken, is just sitting right outside the Cosmic Divide. Wardell pinged down, out for the count. Can he get this next pick? The wall goes down, and he still gets pinched out in a 3v1. So Squirtle squad with a one-off chance, with a big push, I guess, to try to make their way out. Folks, it is Squirtle squad at least getting back around. We're gonna go into a very quick break. We'll see you back in just a little bit for the second half. And welcome back to Ascent. It is TSM facing off against Squirtle squad to kick off our round of 64 here for the VCT Stage 3 Open Qualifiers number 2. My name's Upmine, joined here by Sully, and the second half is about to kick off, and it might be a short half. Yeah, let's hope that TSM don't remove their foot from the gas. I can't exactly get that saying right. I'm always so bad with saying. Take their foot off the gas.
Take their foot off the gas. Yeah, after that 3-minute break, you hopefully they haven't like taken any naps or anything. 3 minutes was you know, not the longest time, but we'll see. TSM, on this defensive side, we were talking how good this defensive composition is to have that Sage Wall, that slow ability as well with Paranoia and KJ Util. It is powerful, but here already, Squirtle Squad making a whole lot of noise towards his A side, but I don't think TSM are fighting. You can see already, 2 players still hovering around the B side. Leviathan moving a little bit closer to defender's spawn, but the whole hit from Squirtle Squad is working back in towards B, where that turret will get first contact.
Turret will get first contact, and there's 2 people here to react to it, and there it is. Hayes now having to go back with that Nano Swarm, and it's immediately popped. Good Nano Swarm, and it stops off that little take already from Squirtle Squad, but nobody else is there. Again, good Nano Swarm, it delayed time, but nobody from Squirtle Squad is able to actually capitalize off the cross. Now in comes Sam. He's gonna be able to get a couple more taps onto Leviathan. Kind of unfortunate for Bang that he wasn't actually able to focus up on aim after his teammate was done. I think he actually got caught out with his knife out, so a bit more unfortunate than usual. Still Squirtle Squad. 4 players right in the middle of site. Nobody over towards B main, but they still commit a smoke to it. Paranoia over towards the back left of site, but Dilia still just fine. Dim Sum Boy from around the corner does get that first contact. Wardell with another pick. Playboy Joe wants to go up close and personal. Goes out with a right click. Wardell gets the pick. But it's still going to be Jonah and Dim Sum Boy surviving. Squirtle Squad with the all-important pistol.
They sold a very, very good fake towards the cat side. They threw that knife that kind of signifies that we want to disable any util being set up in A. And in that instance, it was Wardell. He didn't get disabled entirely, but still, the fake was sold. Squirtle Squad walked their way up into B, and despite that swarm coming out from Hayes, which was a perfect delay, a little bit of individual skill coming out from Squirtle Squad, specifically Playboy Joe is what finds him that round. So kick it off with the pistol. No reinvestment back from TSM, it looks like, as they're going to settle on with just the 5 classics, maximize their economy moving forward in round number 3, where they have a better chance. If Squirtle Squad wants a bonus at round 3, Gus, it's a big risk knowing that it's only 3 rounds till TSM can close out this map.
Yeah, I mean, this one could turn around essentially in an instant, because yes, it's a very, very large lead, but in reality, Sully, that's 2 resets. That is 2 solid rifle rounds that you need to get through. And it's not that far away out of your grasp. It still very much is possible for Squirtle Squad on paper. But TSM can still buckle up. There goes that first contact in B once again. I'm actually kind of surprised. What?
Oh my!
Hayes with a double time. He's able to get 2. Still, Psalm, he's able to get 3 through mid. The danger is gone. Again, I was just gonna say, I was surprised that the turret even got the ping. Even reacted because it was looking the wrong way. But 2 right clicks from Hayes, and he's able to get 2 pretty big frags. Even though TSM's probably not going to win the round, it means a lot to the economy.
You know, if TSM had won this round, I would expect like a slew of tweets on Twitter saying the classic should not should not do 150 on right click. But thankfully, Squirtle Squad, Solomon in particular, does put the worries to bed. And TSM, it's a nice clip for Hayes, but it's not going to amount to much. As Sam, he's going to get the serious charge up with this kill, and there's the second ace of the game. Wardell had it in the anti-eco, and so does Psalm here on the anti-eco. 10-4, TSM now have their buy back. So this is where, again, that real test comes in. You were saying it's not too far out of grasp or out of reach for Squirtle Squad, but now with these guns, if you get Wardell into that op, especially on a Sage, any agent he's good with the op, that's where things, I think, indeed get really, really scary, and maybe it starts to pull away from them a little bit, Squirtle Squad.
And this is all where it starts. It is kind of interesting to see Squirtle Squad investing early on in the rifles, but, you know, it makes sense. They're going to hold on to these Bulldogs if they stay alive, or the hope is that they stay alive for a good minute. These Bulldogs are going to be here for a solid 3-4 rounds. And Squirtle Squad, they land into their most important round with only 1 SMG. Again, very, very different from what we see from usual 3rd round conversions. Usually we see like 3 SMGs. But in we go again. Early on, it is Squirtle Squad off that default. There's 2 players over towards Cat for TSM just playing contact. But as this is going on in Cat, we have players from TSM that haven't exactly decided where they want to go. 2 over towards Spawn in more or less a fast rotation. And they have finally decided they're going to leave Wardell back over towards the B site. But the first contact, the turret, alongside Wardell's op, it's going to have to be that first line of defense. Neliaz around a corner. Gonna go for that first peek. Wardell misses on the shot, and now he has no util. Hayes is here with a couple of bullets through off the spray, but with 40 seconds left, it's more than enough time potentially for Squirtle Squad to rotate back. Bane gets that first pick. Couple more mid. Jonah gets the pick back. Hayes watches up that cross once again. There's actually 2 players here, but the Nebula, it's too much of a gap. Mr. Frozen can actually get another pick here. Niliaz is just fine with 89 HP going right into A.
Playboy Joe, who's been here laying in wait essentially this entire time. Shock darts go in, but it's not going to be enough to hold them back. A very nice recon bolt from Leviathan. It's a whole lot of information, but 10 seconds left. Spike will finally go down in the 3v3. Bravo will at least delay just a little bit. That knife is going to be huge. No util left, but the paranoia, that was the final bit. It's already gone out. 2v3 suddenly as Playboy Joe from underneath. Finding a second here. It's up to Wardell. He might need to save this operator, and he's going to go down nonetheless. The Niliaz, 10-5 for Squirtle Squad, and they staved off the biggest worry.
Again, there it is, Sully. It is 2 or 3 rifle rounds that they have to get through. Again, the third, realistically, it is about that 10-round mark. But you get my point. There goes the first part of the puzzle piece. Down and out. Squirtle Squad not only one step away, or one of many steps away from catching up to TSM. But overall in that round, in terms of the pathing, Squirtle Squad, they desperately needed a hero play on that A site, because otherwise TSM had them.
Yeah, for sure. TSM, those 3 players right there, ready to go. And then Playboy Joe from long range on that jet does a phenomenal job. And now he's going to elect to go even more. He's going to look for more economy, going onto a pistol, using that Blade Storm as Jonas 6 is good to punish another. Dropping even a second star down, and Psalm is going to even find it as the Nebula pops. 5 versus 3. I think this round was probably expected, but a 6-round poise, I think, for Squirtle Squad here in TSM. With only pistols, it raises the question of, is this where the comeback starts? And I don't want to set anything in motion. Caster Curses specifically.
I've been poking at it, but that's like,
you've been thinking about it.
We're really only just thinking about it. In reality, it's just the quote-unquote value of storytelling and I don't know, whatever buzzwords commentators come up with. So in comes the actual play for Squirtle Squad in the middle of the site. Wardell at least picking up 1 kill through the Nebula, if I'm not mistaken. Still trying to drag in with the right clicks. Leviathan now the last person remaining in a 1v4. I don't think he's going to be able to do too much damage. He goes down on a heap. Only 1 person goes down in the round. Ultis aren't exactly developed for Squirtle Squad yet, which for TSM, this could be their opening, as now they're back on rifles. Yeah,
and I think Hayes has his Killjoy lockdown, or is at least very close to completion. That might have been Wardell that I saw. No, Hayes and Wardell both have the 2 major ultimates. So looking at it already, it looks like there's a setup in towards the A side with the alarm bot to ensure that they can hold on to guard and allow that lockdown to go in. And Wardell, it's there you go. There you go. Now he's on top of the barrels. And this is a very unexpected angle purely because of there's no one that can boost up in these high positions. And Wardell being up here, it's a very big off angle.
Oh, Wardell gonna be able to get one finally, but it is Niliaz who can get picked up, and indeed is getting picked up. Leviathan with the first pick has to aim back over towards stairs, through the smoke, through the Nebula. Wardell goes down to Psalm, so now it's still that 3-on-3. Squirtle Squad, in theory, they have sight, but TSM, they've rotated very quickly. Playboy Joe now down to 6 HP. He's going to be able to get one. Des is away over towards Logs, but Sabrosa gets the kill back, and Niliaz has to go for the spray transfer to potentially stop the 11th, but the 11th is more than on its way. TSM still able to hold it down. Again, I just like the idea of pulling out off angles, you know, especially in a must-win round. Cheese strats is something that we're seeing a lot more in Valorant recently, like just the one-off type plays. Exactly. And especially when used in moderacy, not bad.
Yeah, we saw it from Wardell in the last half where he used he had a boost up onto the hut outside of B main, popped the wall, went for a cat punch. He didn't get anything, but it's just such an unexpected angle, knowing that, okay, Wardell's not on jet. There's no way he can boost himself up into those boost locations, but he's still able to do it with a little bit of help from Leviathan in that round. So TSM putting a little bit of the worries away that we had about possibly a comeback brewing, but Squirtle Squad, they will still have the full buyback. The only ultimate online being that Cosmic Divide, and if it is set for this A execution, I'd imagine that it's going to be a fake, seeing how the spike is still leaning, but Bang is so far up here. He's going to get this intel. If he can take down Niliaz, It's a huge kill to Pocket as it disables one of their main initiators.
And there it is. Bang, taking down Niliaz. So, at least in terms of take potential, Squirtle Squad is a little bit less for wear. That's all it is, really. Less. Still have a Cosmic Divide, and they are now starting to step right into the A site. Nebula over in Cat. It's going to be a second Nebula, if I'm not mistaken, to try to recover that up. And, well, the retake from TSM, it starts a bit early. The spike hasn't even gone down. The spike is nowhere close to site, Sully. This A site is down and out. It's locked down. And now Squirtle Squad, they actually do want to reapproach. TSM, they're doing a really good job at the moment, still redistributing their players, but keeping an eye on the A site. Squirtle Squad, they're back.
Yeah, here they are. They're cutting noise, and this is perfect. Wardell has got to be mindful because that wall towards the mid side is fading, and he's like, okay, they could be right behind us, but they're not. Time is of the essence. Cosmic Divide to make the re-exit. It doesn't matter if Jonah has 2 or so 3 stars left. He can use this as gravels and Nova Pulses, and here they come. Cosmic Divide goes out. Haze stuck underneath the heavens. Sabrosa pushing on through. It's a huge spam, and somehow, some way, TSM are putting up one hell of a defense here in a 3v2. 5 seconds for this. Just no time, and Jonah is 6. No matter how many kills he can find, it's going to be a round win for TSM, and they find themselves on map point here in Ascent.
So rough for Squirtle Squad once again. They go down early. They fail their exec, but they still had a second chance. And of course, you can always give somebody a second chance, especially if you even have the balls to reapproach a site that was locked down. But man, turret out. May have been a decent effort, but now Squirtle Squad, not exactly the worst situation. They still have the rifles back. Their util is actually full. I didn't expect these players' utils to be full, but then again, they haven't really bought in a while. But again, not a great scenario for Squirtle Squad off the last round, but they have an opportunity to essentially forget what happened.
Oh, Leviathan. The first time I'm going to say this is Odin hasn't been able to find a kill off a crazy spam, but it does do a little bit of damage onto Solomon, so him only being one off the Hunter's Fury, if you're able to remove him very, very quickly, especially for a post-play situation, it makes things a little bit easier on the side of TSM, but it's slow and steady again from Squirtle Squad, whereas aside, TSM, they've decided to move that operator from Wardell in towards Garden, where the wall early on has gone up. He's peeking over it just a little bit, but Squirtle Squad, what is this crazy spam from Leviathan that we're going to see?
No way.
I'm waiting. I think the alarm bot will trigger. Nanostorm pops. It forces them into him. And if it works, I will be amazed. But Squirtle Squad there, they're not even going to give him the chance.
No, well, they still could. They're still around mid. I'm super interested. Yes,
I think
there it is. They're going mid. Leviathan, get ready. No, I thought he had a cool lineup or something. He was just chilling. Out goes Hayes. He's going to be able to get one. Trying to hold down the line is Bang. Bang gets another one. Now the rest of Squirtle Squad, they are funneling their way into the B site where it is all TSM. Yet another kill for Bang. And a last one from Wardell to stamp through map